Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back just really cash on my bed, and I just wanted to sit down and do a video that I never thought I would ever do, and that is a book unhaul video. Since being in this house, I've definitely evaluated what I do, what I don't like, and I've really sort of just started scaling back on unnecessary stuff. And one of those things, which burns my soul to say it, is books. I have got my little helper here today. She is running around. She's currently sat down there reading a book that I've got to show you. So if you hear any little childlike noises, it's P. So like I said, I've got a really big pile of books here. I never thought that I would get rid of them. Got here today are ones that A, I'm not interested in reading. B, I just got, like, you know, if you go to a charity shop it's like 3 for £1. I was like, sod it, I'll just get those. Some of them are duplicates, and others I've just got like no interest in reading at all. So I've got a fair amount of books, and this isn't all of them. Where's my phone? I actually gave some books already to my friend, and my friend is also going to get all of these as well. She's called Rosie, and I actually met her through Instagram. She watches my videos, and we just sort of got together a couple of months ago, and now she's my friend. So I'm going to put some on the screen for the ones I gave her already. The Woman Who Stole My Life by Marion Keyes. It was just a really big book. I remember getting it as a part of a deal. I haven't got round to reading it. I don't feel like I'm ever going to dedicate time to that book, so I gave that to her. The next one is Lisa Jewell, The Truth About Melody Brown, and I remember getting that one from Skegness when I went there on my holiday last October. And I hadn't read it, and I had no interest of reading it. It was like bottom of my TBR, so I just passed it on to her. It sounds like a really good book. It was about a girl that was in a fire, and she forgot her certain many years of her life, and then she wanted to piece, oh my nails just chipped, and she wanted to piece it all back together. I think I passed that one on, and then the others I've got here because the ones that I gave to Rosie were duplicate. But I have already given it away to Rosie, and this is just my one that I wanted to show you. This is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. So like I said, I already had a copy, so I just passed it on to her. The one that I passed on to her was shiny, whereas this one is matte, which is why I kept it, because I prefer the matte one. And this is the one that I read when I got back into reading back in 2000 and... was it 13 or 14? No, it was 14. So when I got back into reading in 2014, I had a massive gap from reading. So I read, obviously, throughout my childhood. Then I became a teenager, and I just sat on MSN gormlessly for weeks on end. Then I had my teenage years, my clubbing, and then I discovered reading it again in 2014, and this was one of the first books that I read. I actually brought this one from Waterstones for $7.99, which shows I had no clue about how to shop cheaply for books at the time. So that's why I kept this one. Since then I brought a bind up on Amazon, no, it was on eBay for like $5.99 for all of the books. It was ridiculous. So I gave Rosie the first one of like the shiny cover. That was a really roundabout way to say that I had 2 of these books. Very good book, really like this. It's definitely, I'd say, catered to the younger audience, but I read it when I think I must have been 21, and I loved it. So that's Delirium. I'll give you the blurb here just so you can see it, but I definitely recommend this one, but I didn't need 2 on my shelf. So that's that one. Then another duplicate I had was a Carol Matthews. I brought this one recently in a charity shop for 25p, and then I also had another one from a charity shop.
I find it.
Oh, good girl. There you go. Thank you. And then I also had another one that was secondhand as well, and this one was the best of the 2. So I gave the other one to my friend. So this is what it looks like. That's the spine. This is a really interesting book. I haven't read it, I've had it on my shelf for a year, but I do save my Carol Matthews because I just love my Carol. The final duplicate that I had was 12 Days of Christmas by Trisha Ashley. This I got from a charity shop, and then I got another one as like a group order. I didn't obviously need 2. So this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty festive cover, and I only kept it because it was festive. I tried to read it last year and I just couldn't get into it. I tried to read it this year, and again I just couldn't get into it. I just had no interest in it. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I think I read maybe like a third, and I really liked the concept of it, but I just feel, I don't know what it is, and you'll see that I've got a few Trisha Ashleys that I'm going to unhaul. I just can't get into her writing style. I've tried, and I switch off. I don't find them engaging. I don't ever relate to the characters. It might be catered and written for the older section of the chick lit area, if that makes sense. That might be me just being completely naive and just not gelling with this book. But I just didn't like it. I just got bored. So, sorry Rosie if you have read that and thought it was awful. I didn't rate it either. So that is the 12 Days of Christmas. Again, it's just got to the point now where I don't want to keep books just for the sake that it's a Christmas book. So it's going. And then I have two other Trisha Ashleys. So I've got another festive one, and then I've got just another like random one, which is actually quite a small book. So this one is The Magic of Christmas. This is what it looks like. Really, really beautiful cover. Again, it's why I buy them, because they're lovely, glittery, festive covers. Like, it looks great. I just haven't picked it up because I had such a bad experience with the other one. Pea's just taken it. She's vlogging in her bedroom.
Next one.
What do you mean next one? Can you just give me a minute? Don't. The things I have to do to make my child happy whilst I film a video. She's currently taking all these books, vlogging on her wooden camera. Anyway, yes, so I just had such a bad experience with the first one. I'm just not into it. There's a really nice concept of it. So it's basically about a woman that's recently become a widow, and she takes part in like a mince pie challenge or something in a nice little village. And there's a Christmas play and everything. It sounds like a really nice book, but I'm just not going to put time beside it. I would rather read this one, which is Carol, as opposed to this one. So I might be completely shooting myself in the foot, and people might really enjoy these, but I'm not putting any time into her at the moment, so she can go. Hopefully someone else will love her a lot more than what I have. So that is The Magic of Christmas. And then the final Trisha Ashley one is one that I got for like 30p second hand, and that is Every Woman for Herself. That is the cover. About a woman that recently becomes single at the age of 40 and about how she goes about it and stuff. And I can't really relate to it. I have a Christmas book which I got last year, and I'm just not interested in him and his writing style. I actually have a couple more up in the attic that I've just remembered that I would like to get rid of as well. It is Let It Snow by 3 authors. So this is by John Green, who obviously has done like Fault in Our Stars, Paper Towns, The Turtle All the Way Down or something. That was a new one that he did. Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle? I don't know. I've never heard of these two. Obviously I've only ever heard of John Green. I've never actually read a John Green book either. And this is 3 books in one. And I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't feel like I'm gonna gel well with it, which is why I haven't got to it. I didn't get to it last year. I feel like it's going to be catered to sort of like the younger audience as well. I believe that all 3 stories sort of intertwine and they all sort of merge together. How it works, I don't know. You'll have to leave me a comment below. Let me know if you read this and if you enjoyed it. One that I have read, and I rated it 1 star on Goodreads, and I really, really didn't like it, is this one. Whoa! Gosh, it's falling out my hand. How to Fall in Love by Cecilia Ahern. This book, I didn't like it at all. I found it in the charity shop and I read it and I was like, oh my god, this sounds like a really, really interesting concept of a book. Set in Ireland, I think. It's basically about this woman that finds a man that's about to jump off a bridge and obviously end his life. And I really liked the blurb, and I thought it would be a really good, thought-provoking and interesting book. But I just didn't like it. That might have been me being really naive and just not understanding the story and not really what I wanted. I found it romanticised suicide, and I just didn't like it. I might have got the complete wrong end of the stick and might have not been in the right mindset to read it. But I think I got maybe like halfway through, and then I just skim read the rest of it because I just didn't like it. I couldn't gel with it at all. It was my first adult book that I had read by the author. I have read her young A duo called Flawed, and that was incredible. Loved it. This, not so much. So I read this with one of the girls from book club at the same time, and I don't believe she liked it either. It has put me off reading anything else sort of in the older category by this author. I know everyone raves about her. I see her all the time in charity shops, but this is the only adult, I say adult, but like not YA book by her, and I'm giving it away because I didn't like it at all. So that doesn't need to stay on my shelf anymore. I'm just going to move on to some that I haven't even touched, but again, I just don't feel like I'm ever going to get around to reading them. They're authors that I don't hear anything about. None of the girls on book club have read, I don't believe, so I'm just not reaching for them. So this one is One Day in May by Catherine Elliott. Again, I got this down in Skegness in October 2017. Haven't reached for it, not got much interest. I've never read any of her stuff before. Again, I could really be shooting myself in the foot and people might really enjoy her. But for the meantime, I've got so many chick lit authors that I want to get through, and I want to sort of start really planning my way through them, because I've got over like 200 books on that shelf and I haven't even done half. I haven't even done a quarter. So I think that says a lot about my collective personality, and also how many books I've just got to read. I don't have time for this. So she's going to go to a new home, as is these two. So I was umming and ahhing about keeping these because they do sound really good, but again, I'd rather give them away, and if Rosie reads them and she likes them, she can always message me and I can then have a go at them again. The Wish List by Jane Costello, and then The Time of Our Lives as well. I got this one because I like the cover, I like the beach huts, I thought it was really pretty, but these have never even been looked at, never been touched. I haven't reached for them at all. If I stand at my bookshelf, I look at authors that I've read and I'm familiar with and I love their works, and these just aren't on there. A girl who has a wish list of things to do before she's 30 and she's got 6 months to complete it all. Sounds like a really fun read. However, again, I just haven't obviously dedicated time to it. And then the other one is The Time of Our Life. On the blurb, like the really small blurb at the top, just says 3 best friends, 1 5-star hotel, will it be the holiday of a lifetime? Don't know, I'm never going to find out, but that one is going to get passed on as well. All of these books, by the way, have been secondhand. Next two I'm passing on. I don't think that they're going to be Rosie's thing, but I know she's got a stepdaughter who might really like these. Is the House of Night series. Now, I got this because I loved Vampire Academy, and I recommend that to anyone that likes series. It's a really, really good series. When you say Vampire Academy, it sounds awful, and I completely understand, because I do judge books by their covers and by their names, but honestly, that series, oh, I've got something in my eye now. Vampire Academy was a 6-book series, it was massive, and I loved it. And then it's also got a spin-off series called Bloodlines, which is another 6 books, which I haven't got around to yet. Then I was like, you know what, I'm interested in another vampire world, which are these ones. This series is like a 18 book series, it's massive, and I am never going to, I can tell you that now, as much as if I love the books, I can guarantee you that I will not read 14 books worth of one world. I've got so many series that I want to start, I've got so many standalones, I'm not going to commit to a whole new world that goes on for that long. I just can't do it. So the first one is Marked, and then the second one is Betrayed. I got these for £1 each. They are always in the library as well, so if I do feel like I want to give it a go, I would rather just rent them from the library, because I'm never also going to buy all of the books, if that makes sense. If I get into a series, I like to own all of the books. I don't have the space for 14 or however many books that there are in this series, so if I want to get into it, I think I'm going to try it from the library, but for now, I need to finish off Bloodlines first before I start a new vampire world. I just get impulsive, and when I saw things, I was like, oh yeah, I want that. I just don't have the time for it. So that is what those two look like. And this is From Notting Hill to New York, actually, by Ali McNamara. I can't say it. McNamara. This girl. About a girl that has a boyfriend. She goes to New York and then like her head's turned or something. I don't really feel like reading it, so I'm going to give that away. I see her books all the time. I see them in the library, so she's obviously like a good author. The ones that I'm getting rid of, basically my friend Ellie started collecting books when I did from charity shops, and she's not a reader like me at all, so she's starting to get rid of her piles. That didn't sound right. She doesn't have piles. She's getting rid of her piles of books. God, so she's gonna kill me. So I took some of her books that I've already got and I'm just swapping them with her. So she is going to sell them as a set and I just wanted the nicer covers. So I am swapping Shopaholic Abroad. So these are all by Sophie Kinsella as a part of the Shopaholic series. Again, haven't even touched them. Everyone raves about them, says they're a classic, but I just haven't dedicated my time for 6 books or however many it is. So I'm swapping Shopaholic Abroad. Shopaholic Ties the Knot. I've just got sort of like newer or nicer spines, cleaner books, stuff like that. Ellie doesn't care because they're just going as like a bundle. Mini Shopaholic. I've swapped this one for the Christmassy style. And then the other one is Shopaholic and a Sister. And I'm just, like I said, swapping the covers just so it looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing on my bookshelf. It is everything that I've got to share with you today. I apologise how long and rambly it was, but I just wanted to sit down and show that as much as I do collect things, I am now being a little bit more decisive and also getting rid of things. So leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I am now unhauling. Let me know if you think I've made a mistake by getting rid of any of these books. I feel like I'm doing really, really well. And I love my shelf how it is at the moment. I am looking at it though with like my ruthless eye and I think, you know what, I could get rid of at least like another 6 to 8 books. I'm gonna see how I go. And then that's bookshelf 1 of 2. I've obviously got one in my conservatory as well, so oh god, I do love reading though. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You'll probably see another one of these in the year. I'm not too sure when. You all know I've got quite a lot of books, so we'll see how I go, but I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye.